What's up, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk with Olamide, where we talk about all things real estate. Today, we're going to be talking about a simple question when it comes to real estate investing, and that is, how much earnest money should you put down when you are interested in buying a property? How much should you expect for whoever's interested in buying your property if you're the seller? How much should you ask for them to put down? And as a buyer, how much are you willing to pay? So I'm going to give you my thoughts. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Olamide. I am a real estate investor first, but I also happen to be licensed as a realtor as well as a loan originator. I say all of this to say, when I first started as an investor, I bought and sold my property with no realtors at all. I did it all by myself and with the help of my community, my real estate investing community, that is. And so I have a very investor perspective when it comes to earnest money. And so I'll share different sides to the story, or I'll share different perspectives when it comes to earnest money. For me, when I started as an investor, as an investor, you're looking to make money, right? You're looking to make money as you're buying a property. So you want to pay as little as possible. You want to buy the property for as little as possible. You want to put as little earnest money down as literally possible. What is earnest money? Earnest money is essentially money that is put down in good faith to show the seller that the buyer is interested in buying. So for example, let's just say someone's selling a property for $100,000. The seller might say, hey, if you want to put this property under contract, you have to put down $1,000 of earnest money. I'm just making up numbers. So that's 1%. You have to put in the contract that you're going to deposit $1,000 of money in an escrow account. A lot of times that's either held at a title company or it's held at a law firm. It's essentially held with a third party. So it's neither the buyer or the seller, but you put it in a non-biased third party's account, just so that you can show that you actually are interested. It shows that, okay, you have some skin in the game, you're interested, you're not just gonna walk away. It's earnest money. And so that's essentially what earnest money is. And so the question in regards to, well, how much do you put down? Do you put money down? In Texas, and every state is probably different, but all I can do is speak to Texas. In Texas, you technically don't have to put money down as earnest money. But a lot of times it's kind of part of the culture to put down money. When I first became an investor, I was taught put as little as possible. So a lot of the investors, and some of you all may be shocked about this, but we were putting down $10, $50, really more so on the $10, $20 side, because we just didn't want to put any money down. I mean, we were interested in buying properties, but we didn't want to have to tie up our capital, even if it was a little bit more than that. We wanted to put as little money down as possible. I am still the same way to this day. I like to put as little money down as possible. So my answer is, for me, when I first learned, and I still do this to this day, to be honest, I usually will put maybe $10 down. But there is no set number. So you could put $10 down, you could put $100 down, you could put $1,000 down. This is essentially when it's an off-market deal. It's an investor speaking directly to someone that is a seller. There are no realtors involved. A lot of times investors will be able to get away, or will be able to just put down a very low amount of earnest money in order to lock the property under contract so that they can go ahead and start the due diligence process. So really, all in all, it is 100% negotiable. Now, if you are buying an on-market property, so if it was listed on the MLS, the multiple listing services, if you can see it publicly online, whether you go to Zillow or any other website, and there is a realtor that's listing it, probably they're going to be asking for more than the $10 that an investor would be offering if it was just for sale by owner. When there's a realtor involved, a lot of times the seller will ask for a larger amount. And again, this is 100% negotiable. 100% negotiable. I've seen a lot of times people asking for 1%, anywhere from 1 to 3% down. So if it was a $100,000 house, a lot of times people will ask for 1,000 down. But let me tell you, when it comes to real estate investing or real estate as a whole, everything is 100% negotiable. So make sure that if you do choose to buy or sell a property on the market, that you work with a realtor that is an advocate for you. If you don't want to put down 1%, you can talk to the realtor and you can say, hey, I don't want to put down 1%. I want to put down $500. I want to put down X, Y, and Z. And you can negotiate. Ultimately, it has to be something that works well for the seller as well as for the buyer. But really the point is, I want you to understand that earnest money, the amount is 100% negotiable. So for example, as an investor, when I am selling my properties, I ask for a large amount of earnest money. Sometimes I ask for more than 1%. I might ask for like 5% because I don't want to be in a situation where someone is wasting my time. So it's kind of like when you're buying, you do it one way. When you're selling, you become really strict. So it's a very interesting dynamic. A lot of times when you're an investor, you know how investors work. You know if someone's looking to actually buy your property or if they actually are wanting to wholesale your property. So a lot of times, in order for you to make sure that this is someone that actually wants to buy your property and not someone that wants to wholesale it, then you ask for more earnest money because it filters the amount of people that are wanting to buy, and it makes sure that you are really only talking with buyers that are really interested in buying the property, that have skin in the game. If they are wasting your time, then they're also wasting their money. And let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with being a wholesaler. But when it comes to investing, sometimes you don't want to work with a wholesaler. When you've already bought the property, maybe you bought it using a wholesaler, but when it's time to sell, sometimes you might not want that middle person. If you don't know what a wholesaling is, wholetailing, different things like that, make sure you check out this link where I talked about what wholesaling is, as well as a lot of other ways to make money and to buy properties in real estate investing. So I hope you've learned a little bit about earnest money, how much you put down. The answer is it's 100% negotiable. So make sure that you advocate for yourself. If you're the buyer, an investor buyer, try to put as little down as possible. If you are the seller, you're going to try to get as much money as possible. So thank you for tuning into Real Talk with Olamide. I hope you learned something new today. Take care, God bless, and I will see you soon.